Good day. Welcome, team. We welcome all of our missions directors to our conversation today. So grateful for those of you who are gathered with us here today in Paradise for this weekend to enjoy the seminar as well as additional missions training and updates, our times of fellowship, and it's been wonderful, and I look forward to the rest of our weekend. Today, we want to share with all of our directors, those present and those who are tuned in on our virtual platform. I greet each and every one of you from Ecuador, Venezuela. I see Norway. I also see Uganda. Welcome. We look forward to you being updated with our information today. And I thank each of you for sharing your reports with us here at the main office, as well as our affiliate in Kenya. Welcome, Jumbo. So again, your field notes are relevant to helping us to know which programs to fund around the world. And I'm glad that each of you are utilizing the strategies that we have given you to be able to vet those organizations that are trustworthy. And the only way we know which organizations are trustworthy is if the individuals who are leading these organizations are trustworthy. And so one of the strategies we've been using, and we've received some field note updates back that I'd like to share with you today, is when you first connect with them, we always try to get information about what they purport to do, what kind of missions or ministries or services they purport to offer or desire to offer to people in their local communities. And as you know, we do not work directly with any so-called local churches. We don't want to be affiliated with any baggage that may be attached to any particular church or pastor or leader. We don't work with any government officials because we don't want our work to be associated with their actions, activities, and or behaviors. So we want to vet people, individuals with integrity. That's the key factor that we look for when we deal with people. So when we give the what we call the token offering, a small offering, just to so-called prime the pump, gain some of the confidence of the persons we're communicating with so that they will now begin to share with us, and we can see exactly how those funds are being used. If they say they have a food program, we can actually see the purchase, the receipts. We can see photos of the outreach of the persons that are being assisted. That's step one. And once you pass that first step, you'll begin to be able to gauge whether the persons are being forthright with you or not in regards to what levels of support are they receiving from other sources. Thankfully, after 32 years of doing ministry globally, and I've shared a lot of the experiences with those in our inner circle who are listening, who are tuned in and here present with us today, that a lot of people will want to try to play on your emotions and cause you to believe that you're the only source of their support. And in some cases, it is as they are beginning their work, the works that we plant through others. We can see that as a viable reason to support those individuals as they grow and build out the organization around them. But there are other individuals that your field reports have indicated to us as well that are under the assumption that we are not aware that people communicate with multiple organizations around the world, emails, all types of solicitations for support. And as a part of our vetting process, we've set up several pseudo organizations besides the main organization, which is Global Missions International, but many other pseudo organizations. By that I mean we set up online platforms under different names of organizations just to be able to gather information that will allow us to see whether people are cross-feeding, so to speak, trying to cross feed into other organizations while at the same time insisting that you are their only source of support. And those are the persons that we can easily eliminate from our process of going forward with them. And so using these strategies that I've just talked with you about and looking over the field notes that we receive from our directors on the ground, and it's great that we have people on the ground who maintain their anonymity. That means you're working anonymously. You're not broadcasting yourself as being affiliated with the organization in any way. You're just a common person, just inquiring and observing what the persons say they are doing. And through technology, we're able to connect with people to bring on board as our on-the-ground eyes and ears. Just observing the persons, observing their local settings. It's nearly impossible to hide nowadays with the internet. Satellite photos, information of persons that you can track online. If they belong to a certain church or organization, you can easily research those leaders, what their life is like, what their character is like. You can examine what their ministries are focused on. And of course, for our Global Missions International, it is not, it is not a religious organization. So we don't base any type of charity or giving based on religion, whether that's Christianity, Islam, Hindu, Buddhism, atheism, or whatever it is. We only focus on the causes that affect humanity. And so we've seen that many try to use from the Christian angle that they're believers in God and they go to church and this, that, and the other. But remember, that's not what we use to examine, to measure the integrity of the persons. It is all these other strategies that I've shared some of them with you. And of course, those of you in the circle are well. But these are the indicators that our field notes came back from our field directors and our on-the-ground persons. So you'll see the listing. Those of you here, you have the listing before you. Those of you on our virtual audience, I'm going to list it on our screen right now. You can see it posted there. We've identified a couple of organizations that we found to be trustworthy because we found the persons who are leading them to be trustworthy. And so we're going to be making larger investments into these particular individuals through their organization that we have planted and established through them to affect people in a more permanent way, a more semi-permanent way. We'll consider this our mid-level contribution. Our initial level contribution is the small token gifts that we distribute. Now we're going to move I think it's 4 organizations into our mid-level contribution stream, where we'll invest a more semi-permanent financial and infrastructure investment into them. And as we observe them over the next 3 to 6 months, see if those are continuing to maintain the level of integrity and authentic work, we can move them into a more permanent level of sustainability and increase the support. Because we will now have already seen that the work is being effective in the cause in which we thought it would be. So we're thankful for your field reports, and we congratulate these organizations. They've already been notified that they have received a grant for more mid-level funding. And we thank God for the new streams of people that you are introducing to us that we can begin this process with, also with our token gift contribution level. And so I hope that each of you will be enlightened afresh as you continue to utilize these strategies around the world, because the needs of individual common people are great, but our love for them is greater. And we're going to do our level best to continue to reach nations, change nations, one nation and one person at a time. God bless you.